Hey everybody, and welcome to Siralim. Now, this is a game that really caught my attention when it first came out on the PlayStation Network earlier this year. It was, I think, either $9.99 or $12.99 on the PlayStation Network, but as you know, I am constantly broke as a joke, so I do a lot of thrift shopping on the PlayStation Network. And fortunately, after I had come back from my 2-week vacation, bet you didn't even know I was gone. After I had come back from my vacation, I looked on PlayStation Network, and they just so happened to have a flash sale on a week that I didn't think a flash sale was going to happen. And I snatched this up for $3.99, I think, on the PlayStation Network, which was awesome. Excuse me. And the thing that really caught my attention was you get monsters. You can summon monsters. I'm not entirely sure how deep the game goes because I've been playing it for a little while now. And by a little while, I mean like I've been playing it for maybe a total of, let's see, 8 hours. Almost 9 hours. Across 3 days to some extent. So, at the time of this recording, so I don't know that much, but I do know enough to do like a little explanation video of it as far as I've gathered. So but it was a deep RPG with roguelike elements where you go to levels and no two levels are the same, and you can give your creatures weapons and you can make stronger creatures and all this other kind of stuff. And when we get into the game, I'll actually point out more things that I really like about it. But it appealed to me before, and it appealed to my grinding instinct. And I think that they do grinding in this game really, really well. So if you want to pick up this game, I believe the flash sale is over by the time you're going to see this, but I would highly recommend picking it up. If you see it on sale, definitely get it. If you are like me, you enjoy RPGs, or if you've got the money, if you got $12.99, go ahead and chill it out, because this game is pretty darn good. It keeps me enraptured for a while. So there's a link in the description below if you want to do that. And this is being played on the PlayStation 4. Also, if you have a PlayStation Vita, they sell this for the PlayStation Vita. So if you want something to play to travel, go ahead and get into that. All right. Excuse me. So this is your castle. You start off as the heir to the throne. So there was a king who had a kid, and basically the backstory is the king used monsters to protect and promote the growth of the kingdom. And now that the king is gone, or the king is passed, you are the next in line. So you could be a male or female, and you can choose whatever your name is. I chose to be Potter. I don't know why, but and you have two. They're not manservants, but they're like advisors. Damaos, and Hebron. Damios is the one who's always going to greet you when you do your missions or duties, and when you come back from the realms that you go to. Because Damios gives you quests to do in the castle, and then he'll help you along your quest by giving you things that you need, and you can get all these types of demons. I'll get into that in just a second. This is Hebron. All hail King Potter. During your travels, you'll encounter several different types of resources. Let me explain each of them to you. Hebron. Brimstone and crystal are used together to forge new artifacts, reforge artifacts. So that's, I mean, if you could pause the video and read it. I'm going to explain it as I go. So these two help you figure things out. So these are like your tutorial guides. When you start out, you're by yourself. Well, you pick a class, right? So let's just go here. Your character is always a mage. You can't physically attack anything. So it's very, very similar to games like Dragon Warrior Monsters, the first two Game Boy games. very much like those. And to a lesser extent, like Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, but to a greater extent, like I think it's Digital Devil Saga. Yeah. And if you've watched my videos, excuse me, I have something in my throat today. You may have heard me talk about how much I actually love those series. I love being able to get in, get monsters, breed monsters, create stronger monsters, grind, get a large party going, and just like dungeon delve to my heart's content. Now, one thing that's really, really cool about this game is there is no level cap. So you can see I'm level 32 right now, but you can play up to infinity, or however high the counter is. Like literally in the description, it said there is no level cap. If you want to level yourself up to level 937, why not? So the adventures literally continue on into infinity, which is absolutely fantastic for me. That means at any time you can come back to this game and pick it up and continue to feel like you're gaining progress and gaining things and doing better, which is really cool. So now if you look at my battles, I've won 113, I've lost 2, I've ran from 1, I've had a total of 136 battles. I haven't been to the arena, so I don't know what that is. I do have an arena ticket, but that's later. So you start out, your character is always a mage, and you can become any type of mage that they have available. Oh crap, he's not at his table. He's probably somewhere in the realms, which we will go to. But there's a guy over here who he has items, and I could have shown you which the different types of mages. But you start off, it's like you can be a life mage, a nature mage, a chaos mage, a death mage, and they specify in different things and different attributes, and you get different strengths. And depending on which type you choose to follow, they'll give you a corresponding monster to start you off with. So let's look at my creature. This is the first creature that I started off with, my very first one, a Fire Wound Angel. Ignore the artifact stuff, ignore the health stuff, because he's very leveled up. He's level 34. When attacking, 50% chance to deal 50% more damage and afflict target with burn for 5 turns. Now, this is where the deep customization comes in, because monsters, depending on who and what they are, have different abilities. And this one appealed to me the most because anytime you cast life magic, like healing, like revive, you get a bonus because you're a life mage. Like if you were to cast like a death type of magic, when you were a death mage, you get a bonus for that. If you were to cast like maybe, I think like a healing magic or a nature magic while you're a part of the nature category, you get a bonus for that. So this is my first corresponding monster. You start off with 1, and then every 5 levels, you get the ability to take a new monster with you. So I think it took me to level 20. Yeah, it took me to level 20 to be able to open up all 6 slots. Now 6 slots is the maximum number of monsters that you can carry with you, and 6 monsters are the maximum number of monsters that you can encounter as a party in the wild. So as a mage, you have, we're not going to look at the other ones just yet. As a mage, you have these things called spells that you can take with you. You have mana. Mana is the amount of magic that you have at your disposal to cast these spells per battle. Your mana always recovers after a battle, just like your creature's HP. Every battle is individual to the actual fight itself. So, like, if 5 of your creatures die in battle, then, but you still have 1 left, then at the end of that battle, everybody's going to be revived. So you don't have to worry about, like, healing in the field. All you have to do is just worry about what goes on within the battle itself, which is very nice. I really like that mechanic. You can also save anywhere. So we're in here, I save the game in here. Once we're out in the field, you can save the game out in the field. You can't save in battle. But when you're in the middle of a battle, you're not really worried about saving, and that's never really been a thing unless you have save states on the computer and you're running off an emulator that games do. So you don't have to really worry about that. So now, you are able to cast whatever spell you want, regardless of the category you started out in, based on the scrolls that you have at your disposal. So it's like, yeah, so it says this is an empty spell book slot. You can attach a scroll to this slot, but once it's attached, it cannot be removed unless it's either destroyed or the scroll runs out of spell charges. You see the ×3 by my healing. That means that I have 3 more charges to cast that before the healing is done. Now, there are things you can do to give yourself more charges on your scrolls, right? But I haven't done that yet because I'm not that strong. But see, you have all kinds of stuff like a scroll of blink, teleport you to a random area in the current realm. Scroll of dark curse affects targets with jinx, stats, barriers against certain things like chaos and nature. You can snare, you can reveal a full map, iron skin, current health, maximum health and defense. You know, you can do all kind of stuff. So that's really cool. And Scroll of Resurrection. I have charges. As a matter of fact, yeah, I'm going to put that on me. So that's really good. So that means I can heal my creatures while we're out in battle, and I can revive them if they die. You have certain creatures that have the ability to do that. Let me show you. That's one of the creatures that I have now. So I took a Unicorn Vivifier. Now they're my Fire Wound Angel and my Unicorn Vivifier are both from the life like I am. I don't know if I get any bonus because of that, but they have abilities that appeal to me. Like as when I do Dragon Warrior monsters, I'm always concerned about healers. Like I need my healers in my party. If I can get multiple monsters to have the ability to heal the entire party or to heal individual monsters and revive, that's what I want, because if somebody gets knocked out, at least you have a backup to do that. Now, you can have a main healer that you use all the time and devote the other monsters' magic or whatever to something else, but at least you have the ability to do that. So now here, I have a Unicorn Vivifier that after attacking, it has a 50% chance to resurrect one of your creatures with 50% health. That's with every attack. So it's like you're rolling the dice, kind of like in Dungeons and Dragons, with every attack, that you have a chance, if one of your monsters has fallen, to revive them so that they can get back into the battle. You won't believe how many times that's actually saved me. And with the way that this system works, you know, that's only really relevant in the battle, because like I said, outside the battle, everybody's revived, everybody's back to full health, everybody has full mana, you have full mana. When you fight in battles, and we'll get to that, when you fight in battles, even if your monster is KO'd, everyone gets experience points. Like everyone gets almost the same amount. It's relative to the level of your monster. So let's say I have a monster who's level 34, but a monster who's level 33. If we win the battle, the monster who's level 33 gets more XP because they're at a lower level relative to the enemies that you fought. So this game is constantly scaling the monsters' abilities, how many monsters you face, and the XP that you get with your level and your monster's level. So it always keeps it fair, even, and balanced, which is really cool. I really love seeing that. And this is something new that I haven't seen an RPG do before, which is, you know, give everybody everything flat across the board and makes it feel like I'm always doing better and better. It's not like I'm level 50, but I'm fighting monsters that's only giving me like 150 XP. No, at level 50, they'll give me 10,000 every battle. Now, it may not seem like a lot because, you know, you need more XP to level up at level 50, but it makes it feel like you're always constantly progressing at a good rate, which is fantastic. Now, the only thing is that your monsters who aren't in battle, because you have a stable that you can put your spare monsters in, and we can actually go to that right now. You have a stable where you can put your spare monsters and they don't gain any XP while you're doing it, which is fine. That's something that's common. No, it's not. It's not my stable. I think my stable is downstairs. Yeah, here we go. And where is he? Ah, there he is. My timeless master. I can't talk to him, but it's cool. So this is the stable, and all the monsters that you get, or all the excess monsters that you're not currently traveling with, will be in here. So now, this is your castle. This is your nexus. Like if you play Dark Souls or Demon Souls, this is your nexus. This is where you constantly come back to. This is where you level up and do all your little things that you need to do, like commerce and stuff like that. You have you're constantly expanding on your castle. So you're building new rooms, and then you're building like in here, splits to the room, where you have on the left side the blacksmith that can create items for you, and on the right side you have somebody who can enchant those items. In the game, they're called artifacts. So you can give your monsters armor, weapons, cloaks, shields, helmets, you name it. If you can find it out in the field and it's an artifact, you can give it to your monsters. Now the cool thing about it is that your artifacts can level up as well as your monsters. And instead of XP, they rely on your monsters actually killing other monsters out in the battlefield. And when they level up, like you see, this cloak, it has 3 out of 3 slots used. So you can't improve this anymore. Let's say you have a sword level 4. I have 1 of 4 slots used, which means that I can augment this weapon 3 more times before I've used up all my available slots. If you get something like this, like I found this cloak out in the wild, right? I either won it for battle, or I pieced together enough pieces in the field to put it together right there in the field. As you level this up, it frees up more slots. So if you get to level 4, you'll have 3 out of 4 slots used, and you can augment it once, so on and so forth. Now it behooves you to always be on the lookout for new pieces of armor, because you could have a level 1, you could have a level 4 axe, right? Or level 5 axe like I have here. And it's like, okay, you know, it's got all these stats on it. You can find a level 1 axe, depending on where you are in the realms that you travel, that is actually has way better stats, and it's a base level, so whenever you level it up, you'll just get more slots to augment it more. You know, that's very exciting. And I think you can craft them, but I'm not that worried about crafting right now. So let's go upstairs. Actually, let's stay on the basement. Let's stay on the basement. It's a lot to explain, but it's really cool once you understand what's going on and once you get into it. Here, no, it's up 1 more. Yeah, should be up 1 more. Yes, here we go. So now, this is the place that you come to create more monsters. See, this enchanted brazier is a powerful tool which allows you to summon new creatures to fight for you. To summon a creature, you must toss a certain amount of resources into the brazier along with 3 cores attuned to the creature you wish to summon. Right. So when you start off, they give you 3 of the whatever creature or whatever attunement and creature you opt with. So now, let's go to the items, and let's look at cores. I've gotten a lot of cores for right now, but there's like 327 monsters in cores that you can possibly get in this game. I don't have nearly as many as that, but these are just from my first ventures, and I'm not going to take time to explain every single one, right? But here, my Fire Wound Angel. I have 7 cores, which means I can make another Fire Wound Angel if I want to, which is really, really cool. And when you go out into the field, you have the ability to extract cores from certain enemy, or from every enemy that you fight. You just have to make them weak enough. So if you played Pokemon, it's like you weaken the Pokemon and then you throw the Pokeball at it to catch it. Well, it'd be like if you got a piece of Pikachu, right? And then you needed a certain amount of pieces to make one Pikachu. That's kind of the same principle here. You find them, you make them weaker, and then once you get 3 cores, you can make one of whatever you want. Like, see this one, I can't make it because I only have 1 piece of it. But if I get 2 more, that could be a monster in my repertoire, which is really cool. Gems, materials. These are all sorts of stuff that you get out. Sigils. These are items that summon powerful foes led by a creature from the bat race. Defeat them to gain treasure and perhaps a major sigil. The difficulty of this perk scales with the level of the realm you're in, right? So I only have minor sigils. I don't have any major ones. I did a minor fight before, and it's tough. It is very tough. You know, you learn early on that the game does scale with you, yes, but this game is fantastically difficult if you're not prepared. Now, the cost, or the thing that you kind of have, it doesn't have a high risk. Like, if you lose a battle and all your monsters faint, you cast a spell and you dash back to the castle. You lose the place where you were at, and you lose a little bit of power balance. What power balance does is it allows you to go to the realms, because it costs like 10 to get into a realm and then 5% more to go to higher and higher realms. So we're gonna go to realms in a little bit, and I'll show you how that works a little later. So this is what you get to start off with. As you improve your castle, you get other things like this. This goblet allows you to sacrifice some of your own power in exchange for valuable rewards. To cast a power spell, you must select the amount of power you wish to invest, then complete a ritual. The more power you invest, the higher your chance to receive a better reward, but the longer it will take to complete the ritual. Okay, so now that I've given you that information, let's go back downstairs and let's talk about rituals and expansions to your castle. This map with the table allows you to do all of that, but you don't get this ability until you complete your first few quests within the castle, right? So this is a construction ritual, so you can upgrade the shrine. You can upgrade to allow more creatures to spawn in your realms, which gives you access to different creatures, which is really good. And also you get upgrades like now you can go to the realm of death, now you can go to the dungeon realm, now you can go to the realm of chaos, and that opens up and allows you to do a lot of new and different things and see a lot of new and different monsters or creatures, because different creatures spawn in different areas that are their natural attributes, which is really cool. And what you see down at the bottom of the screen, all those numbers, those are what you have at your disposal to use to create and upgrade and make monsters and stuff like that. So those are your resources. The more resources you have, the more options you have to do different things, right? So let's look at, and I forgot, but the one at the bottom is power. The one above that, the gray one, the 11,001 is granite. And you have crystal, essence, and something else. I forgot what it was. But you gain more of those through items like consumables. What is it? Where is it? Next battle. Yeah, see, you can smash this shard to distribute 1,000 energy evenly to all your current uncompleted rituals, right? So let's see. Right now I only have one ritual going, which is my gem enhancement, which is topaz. So let's do this. You know, let's consume one of the glowing shards. Use it. You smash glowing shard, 1,000 energy has been evenly distributed to all your active rituals. I changed the text in this game so that it just shows up all at once. But you can change the display and gameplay and audio. So let's see now. Oh yeah, so you can make it smaller 2 times or 4 times to really get in and see the details of everything that's going on up close. But I tend to like this one. It gives me a pretty good view of the map, even though it seems a little small. But let me see. Gameplay. Yeah, messic spot speed. It starts off on the ticking speed, right? So let's see. Yeah, so yeah, let's speak to, yeah, see, and it scrolls like that. But I just like I prefer the instant one, because after you play on the game, you kind of want the game to go a little faster. And like, see, there you go, boom. All right, so we're getting close to the end of the video. I know it doesn't look like I've done anything. So I'm going to go out into the field of battle. We're not going to be able to get much done there because there's still a lot to explain. But I've explained to you kind of like the basic gist of it, and the game does a really good job of explaining things as you go along. So I just want to give you a look at the creature party that I have right now, even though I'm working on getting better creatures. You've seen this one. So I have a status effect that's constant with that one. Stat effect that's constant with this one. This is my springtime aspect. When attacked, 30% chance to dodge and recover 25% of missing health. That's awesome. My iron golem, which I love. After attacking, gain 25% of attack. You're going to see that. Creature has an additional attack equal to 50% of luck. So I have an attack of 292. With that gives me an additional like 45, 50 attack. So now my attack is 300 something. Freaking awesome. And when this creature kills an enemy, recover 50% of health, gain multi-strike for 3 turns, and take an additional turn. Fallen Carnage. This is another one of my favorite ones. This looks like something out of the movie Aliens. And what this thing does is if you kill something, it feasts on them, and then you gain multi-hit, which just continues to tag on extra hits to other monsters. Now, if you can chain it, you can kill one monster, gain half your health back, kill another, strike again, kill another monster, gain your health back, strike another monster, attack again. And I've done that like 3 times in a row and decimated an enemy. So, I just want to show you one more thing before we go out into the field really quick. This is the library. Any questions that you have about the game, you can find in the library. And this is my creature bestiary. The bestiary doesn't contain the monsters that you see. It only contains the monsters that you've made. And I've made all of these monsters. I can make more, I just choose not to. Because then, you know, you get bogged down and burned down. And there's no way to sort anything in this game. Like, I can't sort them into their own classes. They just come as they are. And bestiary just displays it. Here we go. This shows you all the buff and debuffs that can happen in the game. You'll want to know all this stuff because you're going to see all of it, and you're going to get items that allow you to do buffs and debuffs to people. So, artifacts. See, inflict stone on hit and gain rebirth when hit. Those are really good. And you can add those kind of buffs and stuff like that to weapons. So, before I drone on for too long, let me cut the explanation there, and let's go into the realm. Okay, so we're just gonna dive in. Right, I'm in the Wooden Realm. It's Wooden Realm level 2. I think you can just go on into infinity. Like, you can get to whatever realm level 50 if you're strong enough to do that, which is really, really hard. But the highest I've been able to get to without, just crashing and burning is level 4. And I'm level 30 something. But the game scales with you. And when I say that, I mean like when you get to level 4, your monsters don't do that much damage. The enemy monsters don't take that much damage, and they do way more damage to your monsters, which is freaking crazy. But okay, so let's get into a battle. This looks like something I've never seen before. And indeed it is. So these are all... Why do my monsters... Enemy Raven curse about... Oh, and the enemy creature's health to 65%. Oh ho, so even the enemies are at 65%. Okay, so I'm going to show you what happens. You see on the right side of the screen, you have the order that the monsters attack in. I really like that system because you get to see and plan out what you want to do based on the order of what's going on. The Bloodhound is extremely annoying because it has a lot of stat stuff that I don't care for. So I'm going to be trying to take that one out. At the bottom, you clearly see that you have your stats. You see my mana right above everybody's health stats, and you see what I can do for each, which is attack, defend, which are self-explanatory, provoke, which is self-explanatory. When you provoke enemies, even if they try to attack another one of your monsters, there's a stronger chance that they'll attack the monster that provoked them, which is really handy if you have a monster that can capitalize on that. Like every time the monster is hit, it gains an increase to a certain thing. There are monsters out there like that. I'll explain that in another video. That's later. Spellbook, which is where I can cast my spells. You can inspect any one of your monsters, not any one of them, but any one of your monsters, just to see, who has what ability, even though you should know that before you go into battle. You'll have it memorized, so that doesn't make any sense. And flee. We're going to see extract used a little later, but we're going to do this fight. He is a problem, but he's not that bad because his stat comes in at the beginning of battle and it affects everybody. So he's already at a disadvantage unless they have a healer over there, which most likely they don't. So we're going to get rid of that. The Direwolves 3 is something that's a real big concern because the Direwolves 3 does additional damage to you on top of the damage that the original monster does, which is inconvenient. So, did I kill it? No. But I affected it with burn for 5 turns. So it attacks. Okay, that's not bad. Now you're going to see what's going to happen. 83 to my Twisted Devil, right? That sucks. 39 additional damage to my Twisted Devil, which sucks. And 2 of the enemy Bloodhound Direwolves, so he still has 1. And he summoned a pack of Direwolves under the Raven Acolyte, and it suffers from a burn. That fault. That sucks. But let's see if I can't... Did I... I didn't feast on it. Not good enough. Okay. Good. It's gone. I don't have to worry about it giving Direwolves to anyone else. I don't care about the Raven Acolyte as much as I care about this worm. And you're going to see my guys die. Starfall. So what does that do? 78 and now stagger. Okay, so everybody's staggered. And everybody took 78. Wow. Alright, he's dead. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's fine. Two of my guys are dead, right? Wow, that sucks. I'm going to get rid of this one. So you gain 25 attack. Okay. That's not good. Can I do it? Yes! Your Fallen Carnage has feasted on an enemy corpse, healing it for 50% health, granting it multi-strike, and it's able to strike again. That's not 50% of the current health it has. That's 50% of its overall health. So it can heal you to above 100% of your health, depending on how many enemies it takes out. So it took out that one, right? The next more annoying one is going to be this guy, because when he's on the field, everybody takes 25% less damage. So let's get rid of him. 51. Oh, he only attacked once. That sucks. But he still has multi-strike. Have I taken cores from it? Yes. And my Unicorn Vivifier, and you're going to see why Bleed is so good in a minute. My Unicorn Vivifier has an artifact on it that has a chance to inflict the enemy with bleed. That's really good. And see, it reinvigorated my Fire Wound Angel, bringing it back to my 50% health, which is awesome. Yep. Okay, so he's dead. So 14 from bleed. Okay, that's fine. My Iron Golem, 109 plus 25 attack. You're really gonna see that start to come into play a little later. I'm gonna attack him. And Pumpkin, I don't know what Pumpkin does, but it afflicts him with something, so let's extract now. And now I've got a Raven Acolyte Core. I didn't have that before. So now I can see what this enemy does, and if I get 2 more of those by fighting like another one where you extract multiple cores, or fighting 3 more of these, I can create one of those. So yeah, let's knock that out. Yep. Okay, so from burn, done, cool. Yep, and it dodged and gained more of its health. I love that. You're about to see something uncanny. Watch this. Golem attacks, 196, gain 25, knocked out. Awesome. Somber Cloud, and it puts it to sleep. That's fine. It exploded, don't know why I did that. I'm gonna extract this one. See, and I extracted 2 cores from it. You need to level up your character in order to be able to extract more than 1, or have a higher percent on exhaust from long battle. Yeah. I'm going to show you why I love my Iron Golem. Get her. 289. And I gained 25% to attack. And it's been killed. I've defeated and I've won. Look how much XP I get. See? Now, the Twisted Devil got 5994 for experience points. But you see my Fallen Carnage, the alien looking one, got 6176 because it's at a lower level than all the others. And I get experience points, I get 2% power balance on my rituals, gain 270, and I gain Brimstone, Crystal, Essence, Granite, and Power from the Spoils of War. You get all of those every single fight, so it's not like you get one or another, which is really nice. Right, so I've killed, it's a duty, whenever you go to a realm, you have duties, and once you complete your duties, you get rewards for that. And let me show you the save function. Please wait while saving game. Process has been saved, right? Oh, it's very nice. But for the sake of this video, since I'm going on a little long, I'm going to show you something. I believe it's in consumables. Here we go. You have these things called bronze tickets. These are really, really good things to have. Why do you say that, Outlier? Well, let me show you. It instantly completes your active duty. So, in this, you would have to go around and fight all the packs of monsters, killing all the dire hounds that you found in it, which is in and of itself, that's really cool. I really like that, because the way the game works is it always gives you something to do. You don't just go to a place and then you just wander around till you find the next shrine and move on. Like, if any of you have played Dragon Warrior Monsters, you know that you go through warp holes to get to a place, and then if you want to continue on in that place to reach the end of it, you find another warp hole, and then you go further and you find another warp hole until you get to the end boss. Well, this just goes on, I think, for eternity. I've never made it past level 4, but I could be wrong. But every time you get to a new place, you get a new duty, which is like rescue people, cleanse this area of all the monsters, find certain artifacts, find a certain number of this, and you get a large payout for each one. Well, whenever you reset the game or turn the console off, it'll save where you're at. Well, it'll save where you're at, but it'll take you to a new area that's level 2. So I'm in a winter zone, right? If I leave, I could come back and it's like, okay, you're still at level 2, but you may be in the area of chaos or the dungeon or the area of death now. And you'll lose whatever duty you didn't complete, and you'll lose whatever stuff you didn't find in that area, which kind of sucks. Which means that this game is kind of meant to be played in longer bouts instead of like sitting down and being like, okay, I'm only going to play for 5 minutes. You can do the castle stuff a little bit for 5 minutes, but anything else is kind of like, eh. So before I do that, let me show you my rituals. I used 1,000, right? I had a battle, it gave me 270, and now my gem enhancement ritual is almost done, which is very nice. So let's go to the items, let's do the duty, and I'll close out with the last thing. So let's go to consumables, bronze ticket, right? So we're gonna use it. Instantly complete your active duty. You use the bronze ticket. Cool, you have completed your duty for this round. You receive 31,882 experience points. You gain 1 royalty point. You earn bonus items for completing your duty. Your fire wound angel grow to level 34, 35, 34, 35, 34, 35, 34, 35. Twisted devil grew level 34, 35, 3 to 34. That's why you see the discrepancy in XP that you gain from battles. Now, from your duty, everybody gains the same. And now, I'm level 33. I got 3 royalty points and 3 spell power. Cool. And then they give you this. Releasing her from the bottle, she will grant you 75% power balance. Brownie Finger makes your creatures immune to spell damage till the end of the next battle. Hand of Essence, Hand of Brimstone, Life Grass, Scroll of Summon Splinters, gain 3 splinters. They heal you. So it's really good to have that. So, right? So you saw my Brownie Finger go up. Now, what I like to do after every single thing that I do is I like to save, because I've been dicked over by this game, as you clearly saw twice. So let me just see who this lady is. Who are you? Facing you here, I'm home to a powerful crystal ball, but I have no luck finding it so far. Okay, so if I were to wander around here and do everything, then I'd be able to find her crystal ball, and she would give me like a reward for like XP or materials, like granite, brimstone, energy. Ghost of the Dead Creature, Doomguard Hoof. You can read that on your own. So now, portal, right? If you create a portal, it takes you back to the castle. It says you conjured a magical 2-way portal that leads you back to Siralim. When you are finished with your business in Siralim, you can use this portal to go back to where you were, which is what I did when we left the castle and went out to the field. Note, if you exit the game, the realm will reset. However, you will still be able to travel back to level 2 of a new realm. Which is why, if you're going to turn off the game and you have bronze tickets, I understand that you may want to save your bronze ticket for a later level. But you might as well go ahead, use the bronze ticket that you have, finish out your duties, and then come back, save the game, and then, you know, turn the console off or shut down the application so that you can just go to a new realm and have all new stuff waiting for you there. Because whenever you boot up the game, it's always going to start you in here. Like if you save out in the wild or out in the field and you go, okay, I'm going to come back here, when you boot up, it's going to be here and it's going to reset everything anyway. So you might as well just finish out whatever you're doing, come back here, save it, and then continue on from wherever the game puts you next time. Okay, 43 minutes into this video, I have explained a lot. That's only the tip of the iceberg. There's far more to explain, so I might do another video because I didn't anticipate me explaining everything taking so long. So yeah, there'll probably be like a part 2 of this, maybe like next week, because I really think this is a cool game. I really think this is an interesting game, and I really want people to go out and try this game for themselves. You know, if you like Shin Megami Tensei Nocturne, if you like Dragon Warrior monsters, the first one with Tara and the kid, where you get monsters and you breed them and they lay eggs. If you like Pokemon, then this is definitely a game for you. And the bonus of this game is, instead of carrying like 6 monsters and only being able to fight them one at a time, or in the case of Dragon Warrior monsters, the older versions, instead of carrying like 3 monsters and being able to fight them one at a time, or instead of having a team of 4 to 5, like in Shin Megami Tensei's case, and you all fight at once, you have 6 monsters at your disposal that all do different things, that all contribute in a different way, and it's really cool to see all 6 monsters fighting in a battle at once. So, alright. Thank you so much for joining me. It's the weekend, so you know what that means. Eat good food, drink good drink, be in good company. If you are at work and you are watching this, for shame. And I hope that I brought a smile and some brightness and some happiness to your day. Oh, wait a minute. Here's a guy. Okay, so I'll explain this later, but where is it? Where is it? Here we go. You change your robes. So you can, if you have these things called exalted emblems, which I'll explain later, it allows you to change your class. So anytime in this game, you can change between the 5 classes. There's cleric, druid, necromancer, pyromancer, and wizard. So sorcery mage, chaos mage, death mage, nature mage, life mage. And I think those are all of the classes. And I just chose to be a life mage because it appeals to me, and that's really good for right now. And this guy has different things, like if you've played Dragon Warrior Monsters, the one on Game Boy or Game Boy Color, he's the same as the gold token or something token guy, where you take it to him and you can trade a tiny metal. He's the same as a tiny metal merchant. So it's like when you go out in the wild and you find tiny metals, you can bring it back to him and get rare eggs or get rare things that you can't normally get from regular merchants. Same with this guy. You can get rare cores that you can't normally find that do a whole lot more. It's just that you have to find exalted emblems. And at first they were kind of simple to find, but then they get a little harder to come by once you start diversifying the places that you look, because exalted emblems typically happen in the life realm, which is, you start off pulling monsters from whatever realm is your starting class. And I kind of wish I had stayed in the life realm for a while and ground and got more before I expanded, but I'm kind of happy where I am. So thank you so much for coming and choosing to hang out with me. This is almost an hour-long video. I apologize about that. But I'm the Outlier, and I will see you all in the next video.